Hi there, welcome back to Take One with Ronnie, Lloyd, Nanos, and I'm really excited about our next guest. I have known this gentleman, I know, where is he? I've known this gentleman since really I started working here in entertainment in Las Vegas. You're part of like the gig for me that started it all for all the other work that I've been so blessed to get to do out here. And
that's so cool.
We met on we met doing the show Evil Dead the Musical. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend, Greg Korin, who is a stage performer, a film actor. He's also, we were for a time the director of Evil Dead the Musical at that time.
Yeah, for about a year.
And Greg is also a filmmaker, a film artist who is also on the SAG board, the Screen Actors Guild board here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, hi, Greg. How are you?
Hi, Ronnie.
How the
long time no see.
How the fuck are you, motherfucker?
Oh, fucking A.
And we've met a couple times.
Yeah. But let me tell you, this fucking guy right here.
This fucking guy. No, honestly, I am so happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here, Ronnie.
Yeah,
it's always
Greg is one of the funniest fucking people I know, to be honest. And we can talk like this.
Yeah.
We can talk like this on this show, but Greg,
But
yes.
it's just always so delightful being around you anyway, Ronnie.
No, fuck yeah, you too. Always.
Fucking
always, Greg. I'm like, gosh, the history of... And we probably said, the F word. We can say it again, fuck. I'm like, a few times, and we probably said it probably hundreds of times around each other. We worked together on...
Oh, yes.
To start that off, we worked together on a show on the Las Vegas Strip, which, has a history. It was actually the first community theater show that made it to the Las Vegas Strip.
Yes, it
From
was.
the Onyx Theater to Planet Hollywood to the Tommy Wynn Theater and then it went to Bally's. I wasn't part of it. It went to Bally's. We were both gone by then. It was Evil Dead the Musical. And a little tidbit today, I had a conversation with you yesterday. You recently, with Evil Dead, was, the film was directed by Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
And you recently were hanging out with Sam Raimi's
son.
Fuck yeah. So, how was that? Let's talk about that
It was absolutely delightful. It was fantastic. Let me fill you in on what happened. Sam Raimi's son is going to UCLA.
What?
Film school. UCLA Film School.
Nice.
And I get a message about a week ago from Mike Estes, who is Bruce Campbell's right-hand man.
You've also met Bruce Campbell.
Yes.
In Salt Lake City.
Yep. And Mike says, Raimi's kid is doing his student film at UCLA, and he needs a guy. I think you would be perfect for him. So nice. I got in touch with him. Last weekend, I was working on this little student film, and again, it was really delightful. I was the oldest guy there, and I was like, here's me and all these 19, 20, 20-year-old, 21-year-old kids.
I know that fucking feeling.
Oh yeah,
oh my God, fuck.
But they were all, but they weren't brats.
That's nice.
Yeah,
nice.
They were complete. They were so fucking respectful. And oh, Greg, I'm sorry. Can you do this? Oh, Greg, I'm sorry. Can you move your head this way? And it was always, oh, hey, I'm sorry to ask you this, but, and they were all just so nice and polite. And I'm going to go back again. We have 2 more days to shoot on it, so I'm going to go back this Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
It was so joyful.
I keep throwing it next because it's Greg Korin here. I'm like, Greg is doing it.
Fuck me.
Fuck.
But it was so fucking nice to be there, man, because again, these kids weren't brats.
Awesome.
They were professional.
That's neat. Again, I love that you say that because I think half the time with some of us that are of a certain age,
yes,
that all the time I feel like I'm that old. It's like, get the fuck off my lawn, kid.
Oh, seriously.
And I'm fine with being old and doing that. I'm like, I'm old and curmudgeon. I don't give a fuck. But I like that aspect of it. I'm like, and it kind of reminds me the first time I met you at rehearsals of Evil Dead. I came in at that time as the choreographer to re-choreograph a show that was already on the strip. Re-choreographing the entire show while it was performing.
Yeah.
I found out during that time when I was here re-choreographing the show that the performers weren't paid for rehearsals. And I was only allowed 12 hours a week for rehearsals. And I gotta kind of give a little shout out to that group in that time. Why it was really a big moment for me was that I remember pulling in the cast on the second rehearsal going, guys, I'm only allowed to rehearse with you 12 hours this week and to do what I would like to do, that's not enough time. So here's what I'm going to put out there, because I knew you guys weren't getting paid for rehearsals. I couldn't believe that. I didn't know that till I got here.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember going, this is what I'm going to do. Rehearsals each day, the 4 days a week we're allowed to rehearse, will start. I'll be here 2 hours before that call time, and I'll stay here 2 hours after. And you're welcome to be here. I can't make you.
Mm-hmm.
And the very next day, every person showed up 2 hours early because they really want. And you know, as a person coming in on a production staff, to have a group that really wanted to do something and change it up and make it something cool, and it made me fall in love with that group. And yeah, I want to do it. But do you remember what you told me? You're like, you came up to me and like, hey, I'm whatever age old it was, but I'm like, I don't know about much fucking memory. Do you remember?
Yes.
Let them know.
Yes. Oh, I'm like, hey, I'm 60 years old. I'm overweight. I have arthritis. And I have diabetes. Go easy on me.
And I was like, you can do this. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you did. You kicked some ass, dude. You really did.
It was kind of said, yeah, fuck you.
No. maybe not. But again, you were part of that group that came in, and I got to work with y'all for 3.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we did some really great changes again.
Oh, fantastic. And it was shit that needed to be done.
Yeah, it did. Well, honestly, the director at that time, who I knew from Texas, I'd been in his wedding, and we had a falling out after all that for lots of various reasons that we may touch on. And again, I would like to do that
with everybody.
I would like to do that with the entire cast sometime, because you know, that director, we ended up they saw their way out. I'll put it that way. And I was friends with that person coming here, and I remember having a lunchtime conversation with him. And we may go a little over on this segment, just, you know, we have a lot to talk about, maybe. But I told him, you know, your choreography in that show, it's on YouTube. It's not original, and I offered to do it. And for the price, and you know, I've got to look back at that time. I really, because when that period ended, I didn't receive the compensation that we had agreed on in the contract. And that was fine. I was doing it for a friend. I'm like, what do you have? And gave me some money. I'm like, I'm going to take the cast out in the final night. And we all went out drinking.
Yes, we did.
We did, but
we got our drink
again, I have no regrets because of what that opened for me. And I was like, you know, there were a lot of ups and downs during that time.
Yeah, there was.
But I'll never regret that time, because it did open up a lot for me here.
Yeah.
And
well, you were lucky. We were all lucky, actually.
Yeah.
But I grew up in Montana, and the saying there is, we really stepped in shit.
Yeah, we did.
Because you came into like, by the time you got there, we'd been working together for about a year. Mm-hmm. And we kind of had like a no asshole policy. So everybody, like, we liked each other.
You all did like each other. You didn't like all the production staff at that time.
No, we did not.
The music director at that time wasn't particularly popular. Shit is starting to be talked here now.
The music rehearsals. The music rehearsal. We had an hour for music rehearsal.
He wasn't very nice.
No, and we'd actually rehearse.
He was a total asshole.
Oh, we'd actually rehearse the music for 10 minutes, and then for the next 45 minutes, he'd talk shit about everybody.
And then he got paid.
Yeah,
he got paid to go and critique you, and all he did was fucking tear you all to pieces. And I remember, he was a bully. Mm-hmm. He was a fucking... Do you remember this was the second or third rehearsal? And he came in and he was watching with the director. And I had, at that time, had become friends with the financier producer, who was always cut out of stuff. I think a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
But him now. But he came in and started spouting it, but you can't do this. And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we're going to go outside and we're going to have a talk right now.
Yeah. I remember that.
I think that's what kind of set the cast. I think that's what I kind of gained their respect, to be honest.
Yeah.
I walked out, and I'm going to speak a little candidly here. I let this motherfucker have it. I don't like bullies. And I was like, you ever fucking come in here and interrupt my rehearsal and talk to this cast that way, you and I are going to have a fucking problem. I turned to the director. You know me. Don't ever let this fucker come in and talk to these people. How dare you do that? He was belittling. He was an asshole, and everyone was afraid of him. And then I walked back in rehearsal, closed the door, started. I'm like, and just so everybody knows, I won. Now let's get back to rehearsal.
I totally remember that. I totally remember that.
That was my introduction to Evil Dead.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
again,
totally remember
I kind of have that reputation as a bar owner, and even working here, I like to get shit done.
Well, that's okay. Like you said, you get shit done.
And I'm not always the nicest about it. I just like to get shit done.
Yeah.
Again, and it's never coming from a bad place.
No.
And that's my thing is I like people that want to work. And again, that cast captured my heart because they wanted to work. And how dare he treat them that way?
Well, see, we knew that we had something special.
You did.
We knew that. We all knew that, and we wanted it to be the best that it could be. Which is why we were so happy when we were told that you were coming in to I mean, we didn't know you from Adam.
Right, and I knew that you guys were like, oh, who's this guy going to be? I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
But we were just kind of like, oh, geez, what's going to happen now? I mean, this needs to happen. This needs to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, we were doing fucking community theater choreography.
It was stolen.
It was stolen from YouTube videos.
It was stolen from YouTube videos.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
What
the fuck was that? Okay.
I have that song comes up on in my car every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah. If my grandkids are in the car, I have to turn it down.
Oh right. Yeah. If the grandkids are watching right now.
No, they're in school.
Good. We didn't say fuck 25 times already. But no. Again, I want to touch a lot on Evil Dead. We could go on forever on this.
Oh, we really could. Yeah.
But we're going to move on a little bit on that. You are on the SAG board.
I am. I kind of fell into that. 6 years ago, I ran and I lost.
That's right.
I didn't get in. The guy who beat me and ended up on the SAG board, who we all know and who we were just talking about.
We were just talking about that. Again, I was going to say, you replaced a very controversial figure here in the film industry here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes.
You know, again, we're not here to shit talk, but it's the truth. He may be watching. He watches this a lot. Hi.
Oh, but it's like we're like, what? And when I first came to town, he kind of struck me as being kind of like
he's a bully.
Yeah, yeah. And I said, the day will come. The day will come. Just you wait, Buster.
Mm-hmm.
And the
I
day
had words with him too.
Oh yeah, and the day did come. The day. Oh, I've read those.
Gosh, I must be some fucking toxic male here. You know what? I'm not perfect.
Yep. Well, but the day will come. I told him, and the day did come. He got kicked off the board.
Whoops.
Yep. For a number of reasons.
Shocker.
Yes, and I don't know all of the reasons, but I know that. One of them, he was caught doing non-union
Maria's
stuff.
probably getting a lot of messages right now.
She's over there.
Shocker!
And he's still around. He showed up at a SAG meeting back in January, and he's not even in the union anymore. He left the union.
On social media, he goes by a different name, thinking people aren't going to know who he is.
Yeah, but we all know.
We all know
because he loves to talk about himself.
It's like sometimes I just need a dusty flyer out there somewhere.
Oh God, you are so bad.
I'm not. That's good. I'm like a dusty flyer. I'm like, what's that mean? I don't know.
It's like a rusty trombone.
Oh my God! I said, you know what? I need a fucking shot after that right now. We're gonna have a shot. Cheers to you, brother. This is actually an old adage between you and I. We were sharing this earlier that Greg Korin and I have our birthdays 1 week apart, and during Evil Dead, and when I was coming back during that time, after I choreographed that show and it started my kind of entertainment career here in Las Vegas, I used to come about once a month for like a weekend or whatnot to brush up, rehearse with the cast and whatnot. And then before I started taking away, cheers, brother.
Ooh,
that
thank you, my friend.
Thank you. But since our birthdays were a year apart, if I wasn't in town, we'd call each other and video chat and do a shot together. So here's to that. Cheers to doing that. And never had a flask at rehearsal, never. I'm gonna think I'm a big old fucking lush now. I don't care. I haven't. I'm not. I don't think people realize I'm not even a big drinker. I'm a stoner. But
well, I am too, dude.
I'm an owner of a bar. I deal with drunk assholes all the time. I'm not a drunk asshole because I don't drink very much.
Oh, what's weird is like there's a pirate bar right by my house.
What?
Yes, called the Rum Runners.
Oh.
And they've got all the sailboats up and everything.
Oh my God, I saw a movie called The Rum Runners, but it's a whole different kind of perspective.
I bet it is.
Oh my word.
But I was in there one night, and we were talking about the strike. We were talking about the SAG strike.
Nice.
There was a guy who, oh shit, I can't remember what he did, but he was involved in film somehow, some way.
Right.
And he wanted the details on it. So I gave it to him, and he bought me a couple of shots. And I had not had a shot. I was
That's been 2 months for me right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's been same amount of time. But I was drinking these tall, great big beers.
Right.
And so I got 3 shots off of this guy. And the beers, and finally I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go home. And I just, fortunately, it's like 100 yards from my front door, so I just stumbled out.
Right.
And I come back in about a week later, and the bartender's in there. She said, "Do you know that you ordered a whole thing of food and just left it here?"
Never done that before.
Oh no, this guy just got me so messed up. I had like a hamburger and everything right there, and I just walked right out the door. So
a little longer.
So I'm like, I told her, I said, well, yeah, so every time I go in there now and Corey's working, I say, I just came in to order some food and leave it here.
Right.
So,
oh my God, you know, I haven't asked, how's the wife? I love her. I love her wife too.
She's doing okay. She's still doing the social work thing.
Good deal. Yeah. Good deal. Greg, you did touch right now the SAG strike, and again, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about you being on the SAG board and working in the film industry. You know, the strike for the actors and the writers right now. Yep. It's the longest writer's strike ever in history right now. How is that affecting our industry here in Las Vegas?
Well, here in Las Vegas,
there's not a lot of SAG.
No, there's no.
It's not.
In fact, we have no studios that are operating. No SAG signatories. They're you've got the film scene here, and that's happening, and that's cool. But as far as SAG,
we didn't get to work together. I was going to cast you in a film, or we were going to work in a film together. I think a Space Captain Cliss, and you can do because you were a SAG member, and we couldn't go fight Cora at that time. If I'm correct.
Yeah, and which I was.
We need to work together again. By the way.
Yes, we do. But there's nothing. There are no signatories here in Las Vegas, so really we're not striking. We are, but we aren't. Right. So what we do is we do social media opportunities, photo ops. We were just 2 weeks ago.
Social media networks.
How about that?
Huh? Hello there.
Woo! 2 weeks ago, we were down at the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign.
Oh, nice.
And it was fucking great, man. We had like 100 people there. It was the SAG board, us. And then there were like 20 or 30 SAG members, local SAG members there. Mm-hmm. But what blew me away was Writers Guild showed up.
Oh, nice.
There are some Writers Guild members teaching at UNLV.
Nice. Writers
Guild showed up. Culinary Union showed up.
Fuck yeah.
The Carpenters Union showed up. Those blue shirts are everywhere you look these days. Teamsters showed up.
What do you think's going to resolve this? I mean, I'm hoping soon. I do want, again, I want our writers, and I want this to get resolved because I love now that after the pandemic that the film industry seems to be in an uprise and whatnot, but people need to get paid again. You're making crap again. You know, I even saw you posted a residual check recently and I'm like, and it was pennies.
$1.44.
$1.44, and that's got to change again. You know, Greg, I wanted to share with your audience here that Greg actually played Paul Rudd's father on
Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh, wait, that's not a porn, I promise.
No, it's kind of a cult movie.
It is, actually. I love that film, honestly.
Written by the people from The State. I don't know if you remember The State.
I do.
TV.
Yes, absolutely.
David Wayne and Mike Showalter.
Yes.
The movie was Paul Rudd, Amy Poehler, Bradley Cooper.
Oh my gosh.
Janine Garofalo, Kenny Marino. David Hyde Pierce was on hiatus from Frasier, and he actually came out and shot this weird ass little fucking movie.
That's fucking awesome. Right?
And it was great. It was a great experience. Paul Rudd's such a nice guy.
He seems like it. I'm glad to hear that it seems authentic.
Just a wonderful guy. But we sat in this hot car for 5 hours, and both of us were just farting like crazy.
Shocker.
So the windows were all rolled down.
Honda farts. Absinthe gives me Honda farts.
Absinthe makes your fart go Honda.
I remember that. But Greg, you know, I could talk with you forever. I could. Again, I have to start to wrap this up again. I wanted to talk a little bit here again. This is a guy I want to do an official. I want to bring it at some time. I would love to have the Evil Dead cast from that time and kind of hash out some of these things. I think we do need a little bit of closure. Again, it's a welcome and open invitation.
We really do. You're right.
And it'd be great. Again, I would love to see some of those faces. And again, it's not to destroy anybody. I don't want to destroy the previous director or even the fucking music director at the time, dickhead. But just to talk, and it's all grieved out there. And I think it'd be kind of a cool thing because it's such a big deal to have the first community theater show that made it from community theater to the Strip, and the denouement. And vocabulary points there.
But I know what you meant, though.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And that the closing was so minuscule that it deserved a little better closing than it did.
Oh, we sure did.
And the move from Planet Hollywood to the Tommy Wynn Theater, there were issues with that too. And I would like to discuss this. So this is an open invite to the cast and crew of Evil Dead from that time period, or just people that were in the show. Again, it's not to negate the fans or people that were subsidiary, but those of us that went through that, I would like to invite that again. We had a show. Would you want another shot?
Oh, I'd love to.
Let's have one more. Well, fuck, I'm having an extra shot here. But Greggy, thank you for being part of my first
you. I'm
show.
So this is a
here.
privilege.
No, it's a privilege to see you.
This is just great.
And it is just a privilege to see you as well. And you are so full of so much knowledge. And this is a dude who's been around in the industry a long time. You've been in the ups and downs. You've struggled for finances being in the industry, but you choose this art form because you love it.
I do.
And I do too.
50 years.
Fuck yeah, dude.
50
oh my God.
years.
Since I was 1.
1973 I started.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There we go.
I love you, dude. I love you, brother.
Too, Ronnie.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Stay tuned, and we'll be bringing on our next guest, Lily Starr, in just a moment.